Let's take a look at multiplying factors by hand. And this is going to be longhand multiplication. We're doing it on the screen here. We don't have a calculator available, whether it's a dead battery or an instructor that insists no calculators during the exam. And we have quite a simple equation here. X equals 26 times 32. So our two factors, of course, factors being the items that we multiply together to produce a product. Our two factors are 26 and 32. And we're going to orient them in a vertical manner and work our way down the screen here. It's of no significance which number goes at the top and which number goes at the bottom, and this is a reflection of the commutative principle of the commutative laws as applied to multiplication. We can multiply in either order. Sometimes if we're multiplying something where we have a lot of digits, it's a little less work to set the larger number of digits on the top to multiply. In that manner, we end up using up less, I think, a little less paper that way. So there's a thought there, but still, it doesn't affect the outcome. So we take a look. We're going to go to work over here in the column on the right-hand side of both of these numbers, which is the ones column, and we start by making use of the 2 down here in the second integer, and we go 2 times 6, so the 1 column times the 1 column, 2 times 6 is 12. We put a 2 in the 1 column down below in our product, and we have to carry the 10, the marker for the 10, up above the tens in our factors. And then we're going to multiply making use of the 2 in the lower factor, and then we'll go and we'll apply that to the tens in the upper factor. 2 times 2 is 4, but we have to add in this 1 that we carried from our previous computation. So we get 2 times 26 is equal to 52, and indeed we know that's true. Now we're going to move over to the tens column in the lower factor that we're working with, and since we're in the tens column, what we need to do is we need to mark the place of the ones with a 0. And what that does is it reminds us that we're going to begin to insert digits into places to the left of the 0, or in the tens column. So we start with a 3 in the lower factor times the ones column, the 6 above there, and what we get is 18. So we put the 8 in, we carry the 1 again, we'll just cross this out because now we're doing a second computation. We're going to carry the 1 again, and then we go 3 again times the 2 is 6, but we have to add the 1 that we carried up here, which is going to give us 7. So we have 30 times 26 is equal to 780, which is a legitimate number. And now all we have to do is add, which is fairly straightforward. 2 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 3 is 13. But we'll have to carry a 1 up here into the hundreds. That 1 represents the hundreds. And then 1 plus 7 is 8. And our final product is 832. So it's quite straightforward. Probably the only wrinkle that is really important to remember is we need to throw the 0 in as a placeholder, because if we don't, sometimes we get confused and get the wrong numbers in the wrong places, and we end up with a product that is not of any value to us. And the outcome of this whole exercise, if we get the correct product, is we're quite happy. There we go.